Watsup everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I've got something truly special lined up for you, a car that carries with it an aura of elegance, motorsport pedigree, and timeless design, the 1959 MGA 1500. Now before we dive into every glorious curve and every piece of engineering that makes this British Roadster such a legend, make sure you smash that subscribe button because this channel is all about bringing rare classics, automotive icons, and the kinds of rides that still make hearts skip a beat. The MGA isn't just another classic car. This machine was a complete revolution when it hit the roads in the mid-1950s. Up until that time, MMG had been producing cars with a very upright, old-fashioned look, and enthusiasts were starting to feel that the brand was being left behind in a rapidly changing automotive world. Then came the MGA when it debuted in 1955. It was low-slung, aerodynamic, and sleek in a way that no MG before had ever dared to be. By the time we arrive at the 1959 MGA 1500, the car had already built itself a reputation as the sports car you bought if you wanted to experience pure, unfiltered driving pleasure. It was bold, it was stylish, and it was fast enough to keep the adrenaline pumping. Under the hood, the MGA 1500 carried a 1.5-liter inline-4 engine producing around 72 horsepower. Now, on paper, that might not sound like much when compared to modern performance cars, but remember, we're talking about a lightweight, nimble little roadster that tipped the scales at barely over 2,000 pounds. That combination gave it a lively character and a top speed of around 97 miles per hour, which was more than enough for the winding back roads and open highways of its era. Drivers loved the way the car handled. With its independent front suspension, rack and pinion steering, and low center of gravity, the MGA delivered an agile, responsive ride that made every corner a thrill. It wasn't about brute force, it was about balance, finesse, and the joy of connecting directly with the machine. The design of the 1959 MGA 1500 is nothing short of breathtaking. Just take a moment to imagine that elongated front grille, those smooth flowing fenders, the long hood that seems to stretch toward the horizon, and the open cockpit that begged drivers to throw on a pair of leather gloves, put the wind in their hair, and go for a spirited drive. This was a car that looked like it was in motion even when standing still. It was curvy, it was elegant, and it represented a new design language for MG that would inspire generations of sports cars to come. It was a rolling work of art that made you fall in love at first sight. The MGA wasn't just about looks and fun Sunday drives. This was a car that competed seriously in motorsport. From endurance races to club-level competitions, the MGA 1500 proved its worth on the track. It even went up against some much more powerful machines and still held its own. That racing heritage is one of the reasons the MGA has become such a sought-after collectible today. Every time you see one, you're reminded not only of its beauty, but also of its spirit, the kind of spirit that comes from racing hard and earning respect on circuits all around the world. Inside, the MGA 1500 kept things simple but stylish. You got a wooden steering wheel, classic Smith's gauges, and bucket seats that hugged you just enough for spirited driving. There was no excess, no fluff, just everything you needed to focus on the road. That's what makes it feel so raw and connected compared to modern cars. Driving one today is like stepping back in time, back to when the road and the car and the driver were one. Collectors today pay top dollar for a well-preserved 1959 MGA 1500, and it's easy to see why. With only about 101,000 Ajais ever built across all variants, these cars are getting rarer by the day, and the 1500 model is a cornerstone of that history. Prices have been climbing steadily, and owning one isn't just about having a car, it's about having a piece of living, breathing automotive history. Every detail, every bolt, every line of this car tells the story of an era when sports cars were pure and uncompromising. So whether you're a die-hard collector, a fan of vintage motorsport, or just someone who appreciates classic design, the 1959 MGA 1500 is the kind of car that captures your heart and doesn't let go. It's more than steel, aluminum, and rubber. It's passion on wheels. If you ever get the chance to drive one, don't think twice. This is a car that was born to be driven, not just admired from afar. That's going to wrap up today's deep dive into the 1959 MGA 1500. If you enjoyed this look at one of the most beautiful and important sports cars ever made, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below telling me which classic car you want me to cover next. Thanks for hanging out, and until next time, keep your engines revving and your dreams alive.